another video on a suppressor. What is up with this guy in these cans? It's because I can. Otter Creek Labs hydrogen. Damn. It's really pretty much all I can say, and I'm just gonna let the product speak for itself here in a minute. We're gonna shoot it. It's legit. It's legit. Volume is everything, and it's something that we talked about in the last video with the torrent suppressor, and we talked about that, and it's volume. And this can has a lot of volume. This is a 9-inch can, so if you're that guy that swears up and down you got to have a compact setup, and I can't run long cans, you know, I'm not going to be lethal like that. I can't hunt like that. This isn't the can for you. All right. So yeah, it's a 9-inch can. And it weighs, on the website they said 11.9, I believe, but my scale could be wrong. I don't know, because the weight was a little different on the torrent as well, but I got 13 ounces, which is still stupid light for a 9-inch can. All right. I fired this with my 16-inch 308. I fired it with my 6.5s. I've used this with the 300 Blackout. I've used this with the 7.62 by 39. Everything was pleasant until I went back to that 12.5-inch 308. The 12.5-inch 308, man, I'm telling you guys, there's just gonna have to be a special can for that one. It still cracks, you know, but this thing is ridiculous. I'm gonna be using it right now on my MK109. I don't know if you guys are following me here on YouTube and you can see my stories, but I just posted up a story of the setup that I'm using. I actually have it right here. I'll pull it up in a sec. But I've also been using it on my 6 Creed, that build that you guys have seen. And I'm going to be talking about that setup here pretty soon. I'm just trying to get all this content caught up and get you guys the information that you need. I was on a hunt just recently with some friends, and there was a coyote out in the open by himself. Windy. It was really windy, so I know that played a huge part, but I was about 150 yards away from the buggy, and my buddies were watching me from behind, and I got in on this coyote, and he was probably about 300 yards from the buggy. So I closed the gap a little bit when I got out, so he was probably about another 150 yards. I took the shot, and they had no idea that I fired the weapon. The only way they knew, they seen the suppressor glowing in their thermals, and they seen the coyote had dropped, but they did not hear the gun. And this is probably going to be permanently on that 6 Creed, to be honest with you, just because I like it there. But it's good to be able to use it on the other setup too. And I like it on this MK109 with the supers. You're about to hear it. It's extremely pleasant. It's really good to shoot. You really don't even need hearing protection, but I'm going to wear it anyway. Direct thread. They have like their own little mount here. I forgot what size it is to remove, but again, this is another can that you can use, you know, anything from silencer co or dead air. You want to use the Plan B. I mean, as long as it's within that thread pitch, it's going to work. But I like that mount. I'm a big fan of direct threads, and as you can see, it's really flush, really small, so it doesn't, you know, protrude out the end of the suppressor, adding the length to it. Good feel. Got the ribs in here. That doesn't tell you exactly where all the baffles are. It's just kind of cosmetic. But again, guys, I really don't need to talk about it. I'm gonna let it talk for it. I'm gonna let it speak for itself. All the information that you'll like to see is online. I know for a fact that Bauer Precision has these in stock. I'm about to load up like 20 rounds of 300 Blackout, and I'm just going to do a mag dump. I know this rig is set up for subs, but it looks like it's still running pretty good with the super, so hopefully we don't have any hiccup on the video. But I rarely get any hiccups on that setup, so we just need to hurry up and shoot this thing so you guys can hear it. Got another can here as well too. I was going to do a video on this today, but I'm going to hold off. And this is the Oss Rad 9. They changed their names to Hux Works. I have no idea why, but it has OSS stamped on the can, and that's what I'm going to call it right now. It's going to say OSS. All right. I also have the 45, but I'm going to save this one until I get hooked up with my buddy Scott. My buddy Scott helped me out big time on a Glock 9. Glock 9. It's a G17. It's a G17, and this thing is not factory anymore, and it is a sweet pistol to shoot. So we're gonna throw the Rad 9 on here and get you guys the content that you want. I was thinking about doing that today, but I'd rather have Scott come out here because Scott had a big part in me getting this pistol done. But anyways, let's shoot this thing. 15 rounds, guys. 15 rounds of 300 Blackout. This is supers. Shooting straight into the ground here because there is cows around in the area, and I don't want any flyers going off over there hitting cows. So 15 rounds into the ground so you guys can hear the hydrogen from Otter Creek Labs. Look at that ejection pattern. Wow. Bolt lock back. Damn, that sounded good. God almighty. Yeah, they got another can right now. They have the polonium for 223 5.56. I really want to get my hands on one of those. I've been really wanting to shoot 223, and I only have one can. That's the OSS 5.56 Ti, and I could run the Torrent with a different muzzle nut at the end of it, but I want a designated 223 can, and man, if it's even remotely close to this, it's going to be a game changer. Damn, that sounded good. I told you guys it was quiet. Damn thing sounds good. I really don't need to just have, diarrhea at the mouth with all this info on this can. All the information that you want is going to be right there online. It is rated for semi-automatic use. That was one thing that the PR30L was not. It was not rated for semi-automatic use. And that's one of my favorite cans for bolt action. It's on my 308. I use it with the 6 Creed. I use it with the 6.5s. I use it with several different calibers in bolt action, but it was only specifically for the bolt action rifles. And then this thing dropped, and I was like, oh, damn. I knew it was going to be good, if not better than the PR30L. I'm not sure if it's better than the PR30L, but it's still stupid quiet. Sounds good. It's lightweight. The length, I know, will run a lot of people off, but you don't even notice the thing on the front of your gun unless you're running a 22, 24-inch barrel rig, you really won't be able to tell the difference. But with the 300 Blackout, I was really shocked how good that sounded, because with this MK109, the can that I've had on there, the most was the YHN Resonator, which is one of my favorite suppressors, and this one just dogged it. It dogged the YHM Resonator. So it's a bigger can, more volume, Anyways, got some other stuff to talk about. Like I said, the Rad 9, we're going to do a little bit of shooting on that. I haven't even showed you guys the MK109. You guys just seen it shoot, but I didn't even talk about it. So this is the MK109 with the Hiperfire trigger, PWS, Mod 2 lower and upper, it's ambidextrous, and we have the iRay RL25 on here, and we'll be talking about this here pretty soon. I like to get trigger time with stuff before I actually talk about it, but this is a helmet mounted and weapon mounted thermal. You can also use it as a handheld. So if you guys out there, your budget just isn't there for the big fancy stuff in the helmet setup, this could be a great option. Now, I will say this right off the bat, it's nothing like the Bolt TL35 and the RL42 when it comes to clarity, and I think a lot of that has to do with having a 25mm lens, but it's still going to get the job done. I got this zeroed in. We're going to hunt with it here pretty soon, and I'll be able to get you guys some feedback on that. In the back, I have the MK111, with the Razor 1 to 10 with the Micro 640 clipped on in the front of it. That one can be used as a clip-on weapon mounted and helmet mounted unit. This one is weapon mounted only and helmet mounted only. You can't use it as a clip-on. So that's another rig that we'll talk about some other time. I don't want to drag that out, but hey, guys over at Otter Creek did a really good job putting this can together. I think it's a good buy. You guys heard it. It sounds legit, you know. I don't need to talk anymore about it. Guys, I appreciate you guys, you know, with all the support and everything. I'm doing my best to try to drop these videos, and I'll do my best to get another one up for you guys here pretty soon. You guys take it easy.